Do you remember this? 4 years ago, I did a video about this. This is the Moft Z stand, and we still use it today. I actually put my iPad on top of it. You can fold it over and move it in certain ways and have it in different configurations. And the review about it was that it can hold quite a lot of weight. And I did a silly thing where I put a keyboard on top of it, a musical keyboard, to see if it would hold it. And of course, it did because of its origami design. And yeah, what was that haircut? Anyway, moving on. Since they sent me this and we did the review for it, I've always trusted Moft because they just work really, really well. So much so that actually on my phone, I have their Moft Creative Wallet, which can turn into like a mini tripod, which is really cool. So Moft have just sent me this, and I bought this. This is a non-sponsored video, but hi Moft if you're watching. And this is for iPads, and it's called the Dynamic Folio. Kind of reminds me of Dynamic Duo. This is an iPad case, front and back, but as you can see, there's a couple of grooves in it. And this again is using the origami to actually create a couple of different stands. And this is really clever. So as you fold it over, actually you can see I got this in the blue on the Kickstarter, which I think was the best colour. And you've got a couple of markers on here, which is cool. And there's markers at the back here. See these circles? And there's another circle just there. What you do is you marry those circles up. So if I marry those two circles up now, all of a sudden it magnetizes. It's got magnets built into it. And then that's the stand. So it stands up like that. But we're not done there. Straight away, if I've got it that way around, if I'm looking at it like this, that's fine. But the other thing I can do is if I actually want it in a different way, maybe I'm using the Apple Pencil, I can do that and then just turn it around. So it's a different viewing and different typing or editing or playing with it or whatever. That's really clever. Now that's the main position that I would use it in anyway, but it elevates the iPad. The other thing as well is when you've got it in that position, if I've got my musical keyboard just underneath, it's perfect. It's the right size. It's great. There's a couple of inches there, so you can slot a MIDI keyboard underneath if you're using Loopy Pro, or I've got my typing keyboard. I could put that there underneath so I could use it really, really easily. But there's so many different positions with this. If I actually just fold this back and start again, you'll also notice as you open it up is there's more dots, and there's actually 2 dots there. So those dots that we were talking about before, these sort of little lines, if I put those two together and do this, then I can actually put it this way round and I can hold it like this. And what's really clever is it's got a little phone icon, which means if I've got it this way round, I can put my phone on it, it magnetizes to it, and then I've got my phone here. If I need to see any messages or if I'm watching something maybe whilst I'm video editing or something, that's really clever. Now if I lift it up, it will fall. I have to hold it underneath. If I let go, it will then fall down and my phone falls off. But that's not the idea of that. But if I have it in this position, I can actually pinch that, hold it and stand it like that. So it's flatter and I can use it that way if I wanted to. And then we haven't even talked about the one on the back. This little nodule on the back here, you pull it out and then you can put this end into it. So if I put that there, that locks into place. And now I can use it that way. Or if I wanted just a slightly lower profile, keep it in that position and then I can use it that way. Another option I can do is just have this completely flat opened up and then just push this out. So if I hold that flat like that and then push this bottom one out, there we go, it just holds it in place. I could even tap on it and it's fine. One of the other things I've been able to do with this as well is if I marry them that way, you'll notice this sort of gap in the middle. Now you can either hold it that way or you can put it on your leg. Now I prefer the other way. So if you actually do it, I have to think about this now. If I do it that way, then it's way more stable. You see that? So I've been doing that when I've been writing a couple of things. I can actually just pop that on there. And there it is. It's actually on my leg right now, which is really bizarre, but it works. It works really well. Now this is all held together as well by magnets. So as you can see there, it's just holding it in place, not an issue. Although I am putting my hand underneath just in case, because it's an iPad Pro. And if I take this off, there you go, you can see it's there. It's even got a space there for a pencil holder that you can get additionally. I didn't get that. But the other thing I quite like as well for the design that no one's really talking about is actually the invisible part of this, which is underneath. The iPads can sometimes get a bit hot, certainly if you're doing things with GarageBand and Logic and editing on video. So this actually has just a little bit of spacing just here, just to have a little bit of air to it so it doesn't heat up too much, which I think is a really clever design. And only Moft really could think of doing things like this. And as I said, this was a Kickstarter, but I wanted wanted to talk about it now because it's ready. It's ready to go out, and they're going to start shipping it in late May, which by the time you've watched this, it will be. Moft actually say there's up to 20 different positions you can do. There's a diagram with them in the packaging. I haven't even tried them all yet because the main ones are sufficient enough for me. On the days that I'm not using the Logitech keyboard case that I've done in a previous video, then sometimes you just need a case to throw on there, but also you just want to elevate it 2 or 3 inches. This is fantastic. In fact, I actually haven't taken this case off since I put it on for about 2 weeks. It comes in 3 colors. This is the cement and sapphire, strange combination. There's a soothing mist and misty cover, and there's a jet black one. I kind of wanted them to do an orange one like this. I do love the orange, but there we go. I think this is quite a nice combination. It's really easy to identify as well. The blue's on the inside, and you definitely would want 2-tone color so you know which side you're folding. The downside is it doesn't cover the edges. However, you can probably see that it's actually overlapped slightly. So if it was to drop, it's going to hit the case first, but it doesn't cover the edges. But that's just the way these kind of cases are designed. I think this is a great option for multiple reasons. Maybe you're making some tunes on GarageBand and you just want to elevate it, or maybe you just want to have it on your knee, and it's just a really cool way of securing it in multiple positions. It doesn't add a lot of weight to it, and it's available for multiple iPads across the range. Now, if you do want to pick one of these up, I've got a link in the description box. It is an affiliated link, so if you do get one through that link, it helps out the channel, it helps me out, but at no additional cost to you. Now, if you want to go and see that 4-year-old review about the Moft Z case, then go and have a look at me putting a keyboard on one of these. After 4 years of use, this thing is fabulous. Look at it, it's still fine, and we use it all the time. We use it all around the house. We use it if we want to elevate the iPad. I've elevated laptops with it. We've taken it on holiday with us. The Z mount is an absolute win, and I love the orange color. Now, as I said, I'm a big, massive fan of the Moft stuff. I use their stuff here. I've got this one, and now I've got this, which I'm going to be using, and this is going to be my daily. Now, if you haven't got an iPad, but you've got maybe a laptop, they do laptop ones, and they still make this one. Originally, it was called the Z stand for obvious reasons. It's now called the sit stand laptop desk, because you can hold the laptop on it. I've held the phone on it as well. Go and check out the video for this one. It is a 4-year-old video, but it's still highly valid. You'll just have to put up with the hairstyle.